Who loves you, baby? Oh, hi. I'm back. How y'all doing? It's me, James, aka Lost Turntable, as you probably know. I was in America earlier this month and last month, and it didn't kill me. It tried, but it didn't kill me. And I'm now back in Japan with a mountain of records, CDs, other stuff that I bought. I was in the Pacific Northwest. I was up in Salem, made a brief stop into Portland, and then went into Seattle. I was in Salem to visit my mother. The rest were strictly touristy things. Across the three places I went to, like probably 15, 20 different record stores, and kind of went a little crazy. I bought a lot. I bought probably over 100 records, probably about over 50 CDs and other things too. I don't know. There's a lot of good stores there, and even the stores that weren't good, like a store can be. If you go to enough stores, even if like half of them are meh, you're still gonna find like a few things, and it added up. So I thought I'd go over some of the interesting things that I found during my travels in America. And also kind of briefly touch upon some of the better record stores that I saw. There were a lot of good stores up there. I was really happy with the quality. So I don't know how to start this. I have a lot. You can't see. It's a lot. This is the cleanest area of my house at the moment. I still have suitcases because in addition to like jet lag kicking my ass, I got really sick in America. Like right before I was supposed to leave, it delayed my departure by about a week. And I'm still recovering from that, and the jet lag, and my chronic pain, which does not like jet lag. So, like, I've been putting stuff away really slowly. But let's start with the smaller things. I started in Salem, but I went to Portland just for like a few hours. I didn't have time to go to all the stores because we were kind of just driving through the city. I went to Music Millennium, which is a great store, but mostly only has new stuff. And it has a lot of used, but it's really focused on the new stuff. And I also went to Crossroads, and Crossroads is a really fantastic store in Portland that focuses on used stuff, and it's like a collection of different dealers that have all kinds of cool stuff. And I spent about an hour there, but I could have spent all day there. And I bought a lot of stuff there, but one thing I really want to show, it's stupid. Let's start stupid. I bought Animals, Pink Floyd's Animals, on 8-track, as you can tell. Now you may be asking yourself, James, why are you so stupid? Why did you buy Pink Floyd's Animals on 8-track? So Animals only has like 5 songs. It has Pigs on the Wing, Part 1, Dogs, Pigs, 3 different ones, Sheep, and Pigs on the Wing 2. And that's the track listing for every version except the 8-track. The 8-track, for reasons that are technical, I'm not going to get into, it's 4 tracks. That's how 8 tracks worked. And because of the spacing, they couldn't do it right, so they had to change it. So Pigs on the Wing, which is usually 2 songs, there's only 1 song here. They're both usually very short, and this one it bridges them together with a guitar solo by Snowy White. Snowy White was, I believe, the guitar player for Thin Lizzy and a few other bands. So that version that has Pigs on the Wing as 1 song with this special guitar solo is only on the 8-track. It's on no other version. It's never been included on a special release, special edition, no rarities, compilation, nothing. If you want that version, you have to have the 8-track. I've heard this version. I heard it back in college in the 90s. Somebody put an MP3 on the internet. But I want to do it myself, goddammit. I can do a better job. So now I have the 8-track. So now I have to buy an 8-track player. I might just pay someone to do it. I don't know. But now I have the 8-track. This was $20. I have the 8-track. I now own Animals on CD, DVD audio, I believe, Blu-ray audio, LP, 8-track. Oh, and yeah, I took it out. And mini disc. If you want to see, this is what the Pink Floyd, this is what the mini disc looks like. So yeah, and it's not even my favorite Pink Floyd album. It's no Dark Side. It's no Wish You Were Here. It's not even metal. But I have it. I don't know how many versions, including the 8-track. In Seattle, and I'm not going to go in chronological order of what I bought. This is kind of just how it works out. In Seattle, I went to a ton of stores. One really good store I went to was called Owl's Music and Games. Owl's Music and Video Games. Owl's Music and Video Games. It's in the northern part of the city, up by the university. It was kind of weird because it's in a college town, part of the town. So all the employees are college students. So all like Zoomers or younger, I'm bad at generation names, but they're all in their 20s or late teens, and they're peddling mostly 80s nostalgia. And as, a junior Gen Xer, I was born in 79, it felt kind of odd. It's like, I was there, motherfuckers, what are you doing? But it's a great store. It has a lot of music and games and movies. I really recommend going there. Tons of video game soundtracks on vinyl, including a lot of counterfeit. I'm not a big counterfeit soundtrack fan, but some people like that stuff. They had it. Old game systems and old media, including VHS tapes. And they had a rare VHS tape section, which I really appreciated because there are still some films that you cannot get on Blu-ray or DVD or streaming or anything, including this one, which I bought, Run DMC's Tougher Than Leather, which was released, I believe, in the late 80s. I mean, probably around the time of the album, right? Let's see. This came out in 1989. And this is a strange one. This is the original tape. This is the original tape. It still has the Be Kind Rewind sticker on it. This was from Errol's Inc., apparently. If you can it show up yet? Errol's Inc. I don't know if that shows up good. I don't know where that was. I don't know how the quality is. It looks kind of beat up. We'll see how it plays later. I do have a VCR. The box is interesting. This is a rental box, and somebody at Errol's Inc. destroyed the original box and slammed it in here, which I would never have done. But I'll pull out the front cover so you can see what I'm talking about. But yeah, they just took the old regular VHS box and just cut it to pieces and slid it in there. I don't know why you would do that. Maybe just to keep it, I don't know. But I'm happy I got it. I've always wanted to see this film. I hear it's terrible. It's probably terrible. I don't know if anybody else is in it. I know the Beastie Boys are in this, and I believe Rick Rubin. I think Rick Rubin might have directed it. Let's see. Loyalty is forever. A murder's not forgotten. Oh no, topical. And revenge is foremost in Tougher Than Leather, the action-packed film starring Run DMC. Trouble's just a beat away. Maybe made that one word. Trouble's just a beat away when Run DMC are signed by Strut Productions, a small-time music booking agency whose real purpose is to launder drug money. Oh no! When a close friend of the band stumbles upon the operation and is callously murdered, the devastated musicians take to the law into their own hands and avenge their friend's death by becoming tougher than leather. So it's like Death Wish, but with Run DMC. I'm watching it. That was silly. Not as silly as this. At the same store, I also bought Streets of Fire on Betamax. Now, I don't own a Betamax player. I paid $20 for this. But now I own Streets of Fire on DVD, Blu-ray, and Betamax. I own Zim Steinman on Betamax now. If you haven't seen Streets of Fire is an absolutely incredible film about a rock star who is kidnapped and a boyfriend has to rescue her. It has, what's her name? Diane Lane, Michael Paré, Rick Moranis, and a bunch of other really interesting actors. Oh, and it's one of the first performances by Willem Dafoe. It's a great film, and it has a soundtrack by Jim Steinman, who, he wrote all of Meatloaf's songs. He wrote Total Eclipse of the Heart. He wrote It's All Coming Back to Me Now by Celine Dion. You know what a Jim Steinman song sounds like if you've heard one. The movie's amazing. It looks great. It sounds spectacular. I will never watch this tape, but I wanted to have it. I'll put it on my shelf. I thought it was fun. So yeah, that was Owl's Music and Games up in Seattle. Before we went to Seattle, I was in Oregon for a while, and we went to a small town called Corvallis, and there were two stores there. There was Happy Trails Music, and I forgot the other one. It wasn't very good. But they both, for some reason, had long box CDs. So I bought Pink Floyd's Pulse long box and Sealed. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Southern Accents. This is the album that has, let's see, Anything You Would Know. Don't Come Around Here No More is on this album. This is sealed. This was not sealed. This is sealed. But let's do a live unboxing of 2 long boxes. So if you don't know, long boxes were what they used to package CDs in the early days of the format, and not so early because this is like the 90s, to make it easier for them to go into record store shelves. Eventually they discontinued these because it's a big waste of cardboard, and that's why when you went to stores, they'd have like the big, like almost like a hanger with the CD inside, then you take that part out and they reuse that. So let's start with Pink Floyd. So this is Pulse. If you don't know, it's a live album that came out, I believe, in 95. And it's called Pulse, and inside it's a flashing light. I can already tell you, I can bet you dollars to donuts the flashing light, and this is long dead. Yes, there is no flashing light. This is still in the shrink wrap though. So let's see, what do we got? This is just a regular packaging at this point. So we have the CD in the booklet. It's a nice package. This is a good album. I recommend it. It has Dark Side of the Moon, the entire Dark Side of the Moon live. The version of Comfortably Numb on here, which I believe is the encore for that disc. That version of Comfortably Numb rules. But yeah, this has an LED light in it that would pulse, and hence the name. Let's take this out. Let's see what this looks like. I know you can. I've done this back in the day. Okay, yeah. So here we go. So sliding this out now. It is stuck. Okay. Ooh, oh boy. Looks like that battery might have gone boom. I don't know what's in there. It's probably bad for you, right? I'm not gonna touch it. There's a disclaimer down here, and it says, the batteries should be periodically replaced to continue functioning properly. The batteries may explode. Or leak and cause personal injury if disposed in fire, recharged or mixed with other battery types. Okay then, well, I'm sorry, Pink Floyd, I didn't follow your advice. This is really in there. I think it was glued in anyway, but can I get this out? This is one with the cardboard. And like I said, I don't know, I'm sure it's safe now, but I got enough health problems. I don't need random battery acid on me. 30-year-old battery acid. Let's put this away. I'll box that later. What else we got? And then so Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. This is probably going to be less interesting, but let's do. I want to rip this because I don't own the CD, so let's do a live unwrapping of what is this? A 40-year-old long box? Almost 1985. All right. Yeah, 40 years. Wow, I'm old. Okay, here we go. Taking off that specially priced sticker. This was, by the way, when this came out, it was $10. That's the price tag. All right, so we got that. Oh, compact. There's another sticker below that sticker. Compact disc, compact price, specially priced. This was like a discount one, apparently. Tom Petty argued with his record label a lot about how much his CDs cost. That's a whole thing about him. So this is like sealed ass seal. You gotta it's factory glued. You gotta really tear this. Okay, I'm devaluing this tremendously. I hate that sound. Oh, okay. And then I opened the wrong end because you can't get the disc out. Oh well. Let's go to the bottom. That's what he said. All right, here we go. And I'm sure it's just, at this point, it's just a CD. But let's get it out so I can show you kids at home who are way too young to know about this. Okay, here we go. Ta-da, the CD. No more shrink wrap. Now it's just a regular ass CD. So yeah, there we go. It's a good album. I can't wait to record it. I will keep the long box. I'll put it on my shelf with all the other crap on my shelf. Okay, what other dumb small things? Oh yeah, so before we get to like the big ass records, I bought some 45s. I don't remember where I bought these. Various places. I know I bought a few of these at a flea market or antique mall in Albany. Albany. I forget which way's right. I said it wrong and locals got mad at me, but sorry. But in that flea market and in various other stores, I bought some Star Wars book and record sets. I bought 4 of them. Now these are fun. I had this as a kid. And these are, as I said, a book and a record. So there's a 45 in the back. And as a child, you can read along with it. And so if you play the record, it has this, it's the exact same thing. And so 2 of these are just the movies. This is Star Wars, and it has pictures from Star Wars in it. And this is just a very abridged version of Star Wars. And this one is Empire, and it's just a very abridged version of Empire. No illustration, just pixels from the film. Oh, this has a kid. So this is Travis Hofer's copy. Hey, Travis, Travis. I have your Empire Strikes Back. If you want it, you must come to Japan and fight me. If anybody knows Travis Hofer, that's Hofer, of the Greater Albany area, and he wants his Empire Strikes Back record back because now he's probably my age or older and would want this and go, oh, I missed you. I'll give it to you. Let me know. But I had these as a kid. But like I said, those two are from the movies. This one is a storybook with original story, original artwork. I know I had this one. This one is hilarious. This is Star Wars Adventures Colors and Shapes. So it's a story about C-3PO learning about colors and shapes because he has to get these like circuit boards for Han Solo. And I love this picture in here. Let me find it. Here's a picture of Han Solo chastising C-3PO to be like, no, you stupid motherfucker. This is what a circle looks like. Why are you so stupid, C-3PO? Basically, yeah, but when Han saw the plate, his look was not happy. No. This is a circle, Goldenrod. It's round. Full star plates with round sides only work in X-Wings. I need one of the straight sides. Now get going. Goddamn. Calm down. I also got a He-Man one. This was, I believe, an original He-Man story. Some good artwork. The artwork in this was by Fred Carrillo, who I looked at work. He was a Philippine-American comic book artist. He did a lot of work for DC. Decent art. Nice vintage style there. Fun. I haven't listened to these yet. I will record them. I am sure the Star Wars ones are online somewhere. Shit, I might have put them online back on my blog like 15 years ago. Okay, so that's the small stuff. Let's get to the records. So, I bought a ton of records. I just want to show the interesting ones that I think are interesting because they're weird, they're valuable, or I was in the greater Seattle area and I bought a lot of grunge. So you might want to, if you like 90s vinyl, which I talked about in my last video, like how it's really hard to find, you might find this stuff interesting. I'll start off a band you probably haven't heard of. This is The Wrong Sampler by School of Fish. This came out in 1991. It's on blue vinyl, but that's not the interesting thing about it. The interesting thing about The Wrong Sampler is that if you see there's a lot of lead-in on this at the end of it and a lot at the beginning. That's because you play it from the inside out. The groove goes it plays from the inside out. That's just how the groove is laid in. The groove is laid opposite. So because the record is just one long groove. So instead of hooking in here and taking the needle in that way, it hooks in here and takes the needle that way. Doesn't sound any different, but it's kind of fun. I forgot what this sounds like. I owned this like 20 years ago. At the time I bought it because I thought it was funny, and I bought it again because I thought it was funny. As I showed earlier, I got this Kojak record. It's kind of the same as those Star Wars ones. It might even be the same label. No, it's not. It's Peter Pan. Those are kid stuff. This is Peter Pan. But it's a Kojak story with original artwork. I listened to it very briefly. While it does have the original Kojak theme, which is a banger, it does not have Telly Savalas. They got someone who's not even trying to be Telly Savalas. So that's a big bummer. But I do love this artwork. I bought this at Light in the Attic record store in Seattle. Light in the Attic is a fantastic reissue label. And they have a little store in Seattle by the Space Needle. I really recommend going there. Interesting stuff. They have their own label stuff and stuff like this used. So fun little store. Check it out. Here's a weird one. Here's a weird one that's interesting to me. And I'm sorry if nobody else cares. So this was in Holy Cow Records in Seattle in the public market. It's a pretty good store, very small, a little overpriced, but it's in a super touristy area, so I kind of get it. You gotta eat, right? So this is The Spoons. This is Bridges Over Borders. This came out in 1986. So Spoons are a Canadian band. You've never heard of them. They're not Spoon. This is The Spoons. I bought this because in 1986, 87, the Spoons were on tour with Survivor. They were the opening act. And I saw Survivor that year. It was my first concert. I was 9 years old. So that means the Spoons are the very first band I ever saw, and they were on tour to support this album. I thought that was kind of cool. Like, it's the first band I saw live. It's the album for them. I wanted to get it. It was pretty pricey. It was like 20 some bucks. But I do know this has never been released on CD. And I listened to it in Seattle. It's not bad. It's some good 80s pop rock. So that's cool. So yeah, the Spoons, check them out. They're not streaming, so good luck. Another category of record I buy when I'm over in America is I buy stuff for me, but also I buy stuff because I bet I could sell this in Japan and make money. Here's an example of that. This is Talas's album. What is this? Sink your teeth into that. You've never heard of Talas. Talas is, I don't know if it's first band, but it's one of the early bands of Billy Sheehan. Billy Sheehan started in Talas and then became David Lee Roth's bass player. And this album actually has Shy Boy on it. Shy Boy is a Talas song that David Lee Roth covered for his debut LP, Eat 'em and Smile. Classy record. But then Billy Sheehan quit David Lee Roth's band, or was fired, who the hell knows, and joined Mr. Big. Now, as you may or may not know, Mr. Big is absolutely positively fucking huge in Japan. Now, they're not as big as they used to be, no pun intended. What's that a pun? I don't know. But they're still very popular. They come to Japan, they'll sell out Budokan. I believe it's the farewell tour. They might be done now, but they're still around, technically. They released a new single last week, and they released it on CD in Japan because, again, Mr. Big is big in Japan. So I bought this in Salem at a store called Drum Bug Records. That was very good. Drum Bug Music. I also bought some Manowar LPs there. And I paid about 20 bucks for it. I bet I will get more than that when I sell it here. Not a ton, and it's not something I do all the time, but I bought a lot of records, and, it's nice to find out, make money doing it too. So yeah, but not a bad album. I have it on CD. It's not a bad. If you like 80s, like early 80s hair metal, this is what, 82? Yeah. So like, it's not super hair metal. It's still a little more aggressive. And Billy Sheehan is a beast. If you want to get some good bass playing. As I said earlier, when I was in Portland, I only went to 2 stores. I went to Crossroads and Music Millennium. At Music Millennium, I bought a few things, mostly new stuff. But I found a good deal on some used albums by Haunt. Haunt is a traditional heavy metal revival band. I don't know where they're from, I forget exactly, but they've released a ton of music. I think it's this one guy with like a revolving lineup. But I bought his very first EP. This is Luminous Eyes, good one. It's on transparent white splatter vinyl. That's pretty cool looking. And then I bought If Icarus Could Fly. I thought he could fly. It ended badly for him. I don't know which album this is in their chronology. Again, Haunt released a lot of records. This is on really pretty kind of, what do they call it? It's like mustard and blood, but with a black splatter and a split. That's a cool looking record. And then I also got another Haunt album, I think also at the same store. This is Mind Freeze. If you notice, they have a good aesthetic, right? Kind of this high contrast art, really cool. Mind Freeze, and this is a really dope looking vinyl. It's like a black and blue, but like it's like a, I don't know what, like a starburst? That's really cool. That's a dope looking record. And the album's good. So yeah. Haunt's a great band. You can get this off of Bandcamp pretty cheap. I recommend them. I also bought Kylie Minogue's first album. It's on pink vinyl. It's Kylie Minogue on pink vinyl. It's Kylie Minogue. It's on pink vinyl. I think it's kind of transparent. Yeah, you can tell. I'm seeing Kylie Minogue tomorrow in Tokyo, and I'm so excited. I'm a homosexual. As I said before, I'm kind of on a quest for 90s vinyl, and a lot of that's grunge, but it does extend to other genres. And I'll get to the grunge in a minute. There was a lot of great grunge in Seattle. I know, surprise. But one really weird one I found when I was there. This is technically 90s vinyl. This is Def Leppard. This is Adrenalize. This was the album from 92. So this is post-Nirvana. It's post-peak Def Leppard. It's after Steve died. This has Vivian Campbell on it. It's a good album, though. I saw them live for this tour. It was a good show. But this is strange. I got home and I noticed it only had 9 songs. Adrenalize has 10 songs. This does not have Make Love Like a Man on it. And I looked it up on Discogs, and this is the Korean version. And you can see in really small print some Korean here, maybe if that. I don't know if I get it to focus or not. I don't think it will focus. So it doesn't have that because apparently that song was just too ribald, too hot for Korea. And so they cut it out. Oh, I didn't notice this either. This has a Korean liner notes. That's funny. Weird. This is not worth any more than the regular vinyl. It's much rarer, obviously, because it's Korean, but it has less songs on it, and no one's going to pay more money for a version that has less songs. But I thought it was. I didn't realize it was the Korean version until I got home. I still like the album. It's a good album. Def Leppard's good. Okay, but the main focus of me going to Seattle was to buy grunge because I'm a 90s kid and I like grunge and other Seattle, focused artists. And I don't know about you, but when I think about Seattle and I think about music from Seattle and influential artists that came from Seattle, of course, the very first one that comes to mind, you know what I'm going to say, we're all thinking it, is Sir Mix-a-Lot. Anyway, I bought Sir Mix-a-Lot's Iron Man cover with Metal Church. I know he hates this song, but I liked it when I was a kid. My brother used to listen to Sir Mix-a-Lot all the time, and so I've heard this cover of Iron Man about 1,000 times. I don't know what else is on it. I haven't listened. It's a special double 12-inch. Let's do an opening. Oh, get Swass. Fuck yeah. Yo, get Swass. Get nasty. I can order some Swass t-shirts, $13. Swass tank top, a Nasty Mix shirt. Oh man. The Swass sports cap is sold out. That's too bad. I'm gonna put this somewhere. This is dope. That's hilarious. What's on this anyway? So this has Iron Man, the Urban Street Mix, Iron Man Extended Video Mix, Iron Man True Metal Meltdown Mix, and then I'll Roll You Up Extended Mix, I'll Roll You Up Radio Edit. I don't remember I'll Roll You Up. That's the B-side though. Yeah. My favorite song from Swass, I think it's on Swass, it's My Posse's on Broadway. I actually went to Seattle's Broadway Street almost exclusively so I could walk down Broadway and listen to My Posse's on Broadway. But anyway, let's get real. Yes, I bought a lot of grunge when I was in the Pacific Northwest. I know it's a shocker. Let's get to that. See, grunge. This is a first pressing of Versus by Pearl Jam, their second album. There are different versions of this. This one is a gatefold, and it does not have the name of the album anywhere, I believe. It's not on the spine. It's not on the back cover. It's not on the cover. Is it on the actual record itself? It's not even on the record itself. At nowhere does this say Versus on it, but this is Versus. It's a great record. At one point, this was, I believe, the fastest selling album to go platinum. I think it took a week. I do know it was beaten by the Backstreet Boys, but hey, that's impressive for the time. I don't think you will never get another rock band to go platinum in a week. Or maybe ever. Fuck. What was the last? Okay, everybody. Anybody here watching this, my dozens of loyal listeners, watchers, whatever, if you can tell me the last rock album to go platinum, 1 million sold, we'll count streaming or whatever, let me know. Leave a comment. What is the last album by a rock band to go platinum in America? And why is it Linkin Park? I bet it's Linkin Park. I got other Pearl Jam. I got Pearl Jam's Live on Two Legs, live. So this is in the shrink wrap, original shrink wrap, but this is a gatefold. This has never been opened. The gatefold hasn't. Do I dare? It's already cracked. You know what? I'm going to rapidly devalue this record. Let's go. Yep, I'm doing it. Oh, it's out. Oh, almost. Oh, yeah. Let's slide that baby out. There we go. So, here we go. First time opening it. Oh, whoa, shit. Okay, the record fell out. Here we go. Nice. A lot of good pictures. I had this on CD. But now with this and Versus, I now own every Pearl Jam albums on vinyl. I own a first pressing of every single Pearl Jam record. So I was pretty happy about that. Let me put this away. I have to keep this plastic because it has a live sticker on it. I don't know why. Let's see, who else we got? So that's the Pearl Jam. And so I got some of each of the big ones. I got Soundgarden too. I got 2 Soundgardens. I got Rusty Cage. There's a 12-inch single for Rusty Cage. This is pretty dope. It has a edited version of it, and then the songs Touch Me and Show Me. It's a limited edition. This is number 2054 of 5,000. And this is a really interesting one. First of all, the record itself is interesting. It's a one-sided single. And then the B-side is an etching. Laser etching of the band. Those are obviously, you can't play this. There's nothing on it. It's just art for art's sake. Looks cool. And then the sleeve itself, this is gonna be hard to show. The sleeve is huge. The sleeve is a gigantic poster. So let me get that out there. So okay, yeah. So massive, massive poster of the group. And it's actually two-sided. The back has other stuff on it. It has all the tour information. So the Soundgarden 91-92 tour. So they headlined in November. It says here they played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 shows as a headliner. And then they were toured with Guns N' Roses from December to January to February. And then they toured with fucking Skid Row in February. And then any more? Is that all of it? And then, geez, that was a hell of a tour. And then they headlined again in March to April in, looks like mostly Europe, although then back into America, Portland, California, Mexico, Texas, Detroit, Ontario, so Canada too. And then, and I remember this part, they toured with GNR and Faith No More. But that looked like it was mostly in Europe. Yeah, these are all European dates. So that's a hell of a tour. That tour started in October 12th at a festival in '91, and it looks like it went all the way to July. So that's a massive tour. But yeah, Rusty Cage's vinyl, and then I also found, and now I gotta be careful because this is gonna get pricey. I believe this is a European first pressing of Super Unknown. And what makes this one special, it's a double LP. I'm only going to show one though. It is on translucent blue vinyl. So really pretty pressing. I listened to this, it sounds amazing. I have 2 other pressings of Super Unknown. I haven't done like an A to B test. They all sound good. But I'm happy this one sounds good because it was really expensive, and even when my records are expensive, I like to listen to them. So that was cool. This is a great record. If you kids don't know, Super Unknown is one of the greatest albums of the 90s. Fantastic fucking record. Going away from Seattle for 1 second, when I was also in Seattle, I wanted to get some vintage Sub Pop because Sub Pop's from Seattle. I went to the Sub Pop store in downtown Seattle. Don't go there, it's boring. It's just a gift shop. There's nothing unique there. It's only new music and it's all like, I guess if you want a Sub Pop mug, go there. Otherwise, there's no point. But at Easy Street Records and Cafe, which is a fantastic record store in Seattle, I did find one vintage Sub Pop release, although it's not Seattle. I found the very first Smashing Pumpkins single. This is Tristessa. I don't know what year this came out, but it's on pink vinyl with that vintage Sub Pop label. 1990. It has Tristessa as the A side, and the B side is La Dali Vita. 1990. This was part of the Singles Club, I believe. In the back, yeah, the Sub Pop Singles Club. Let's see. Hey, loser. Thanks. Want to find some action? Tired of being left out? Here at Sub Pop, we've just started a special club for lonely record collectors like yourself, the Sub Pop Singles Club. Every month, we'll send you a limited edition 45. All you have to do is send us your money. That's in all caps. Send us your money. $35 for a full year, $20 for 6 months. Let's see. And then it has the previous ones. In December 1990, it was Reverend Horton Heat. No, this is upcoming. Yeah, upcoming. This is 1990. So Reverend Horton Heat, Fluid, The Velvet Monkeys, Unrest, Shonen Knife, and Urge Overkill. That is a diverse lineup. But yeah, I was very happy to find this because, as you may have seen in my other videos, I have gone on a Smashing Pumpkins vinyl splurge lately. Still looking for that copy of Messina Volume 1. And I guess if anyone out there, if any of the 20 people out there who have a copy of Messina Volume 2 want to sell it, yo, hit me up in the comments. I also bought a 45 for Nirvana Sliver. This is not particularly rare, but it's a great cover. I have a 12-inch version of this too. So now, here we get to the big guns. This is the most I paid for a record in America. I'll just tell you, this cost me $350. And I bought this at Volva Records on Mercer Island in Seattle. That's the same place I bought the Def Leppard album. Fantastic store. Check that place out. They have an amazing selection of American, European, and a lot of Japanese pressings. I did not need the Japanese stuff because I live in Japan. But they had this. This was the only Alice in Chains record, for original Alice in Chains pressing I saw in the entire state, in the entire Pacific Northwest, and all the stores I went to over 20 stores. This is the only first pressing of an Alice in Chains record I saw. This is a copy of Jar of Flies and Sap with a gatefold. So if those of you who don't know, Jar of Flies and Sap are two different EPs Alice in Chains released back in the 90s. I believe at one point this may have been the best-selling EP of all time. I know that was eventually eclipsed by that Jay-Z and Linkin Park collaboration EP, Collision Course. I forget which one. One of these was the best-selling EP of all time. And then on vinyl, they combined them for this one. And Sap is very short. Sap is only, I think, like 4 songs. And so that's only one side. So much like the Soundgarden one, the B side is etched, and it's a cool one. So yeah, the A side is just 4 songs. It has Brother, Got Me Wrong, Right Turn, and Am I Inside? And then the B side is this really cool Alice in Chains, like etching. So, and it has you can't see this, but it has like a texture to it. It's kind of like ridged for my pleasure. That's rad. I haven't listened to these yet. This one I'm actually kind of scared to because it was so expensive, but I probably will listen to it. Very happy to find it. And it's actually, I got a deal on it because usually this can go for more than that. It looks like it has some water damage on the sleeve, maybe. On the insert part, the paper. The sleeve itself is in fantastic shape. Little bit of corner damage, but that's hard to avoid. And some of the circle wear, but that adds character. Very well kept, very well maintained. I was very happy to find this. So then the weirdest thing I found in Seattle at Georgetown Records was this copy of Nirvana's Incesticide, which also cost a few $100. And it's a rare record to find anyway. This is the first pressing. I believe it's the first European pressing. And that goes for about $100, give or take. But this one's weird. So I've seen the word weird a lot. So we're still pressing, has the sleeve and everything. And then here's side 1. And then Here's side one. So the music itself is right. The music, it has all the songs on it. It's not a mispress, it's a misprint. And that's Discog terminology. So a mispress means the wrong music is on it, which happens sometimes. It's kind of rare, but I think there was a Taylor Swift CD that had Pearl Jam on it a while ago, or there was I saw a copy of Downward Spiral once that had the wrong music on it. But this has the right music, but the label's pressed wrong. Two side ones. I looked online for this. I could not find any evidence of this existing. This must be a very rare misprint. I had to add it to Discogs. I don't know anybody else who has this. If anybody else has seen this before, let me know. I wonder how rare it is. There's probably there has to be less than 100 of them, right? That's something else. But that was at Georgetown Records in Georgetown, not too far from Easy Street. Really good store. I want to shout out a few more stores really quick since I didn't really get a chance to do that. In Salem, Drum Bug Music. That's where I bought the Manowar album I didn't have on here and some more metal. That's a great store. Really recommend that one. Good metal selection, really nice staff, nice location. In Albany, Monk to Funk, I talked about that in that flea market. Really good store there. I found a copy of James Dixon's Nothing Shocking. In Corvallis, Happy Trails, that's where I bought the Tom Petty long box. That's a good store. Small, not nothing crazy, but for a small town like Corvallis, it's a pretty good store. Then in Eugene, I believe, there was House of Records. That's a little house turned into a record store. Fantastic store. A lot of new and used. One problem I had in America was a lot of the stores only had new records. And I don't care about new records. I can get new records in Japan or on the internet. I want to find cool old stuff. And House of Records was stacked with both. So that was a great store. And important, like I said, Crossroads and Music Millennium. And then in Seattle itself, I want to shout out the good stores. Singles Going Steady, fantastic punk rock store. A lot of good. Do you like Oi? Singles Going Steady has a ton of it. They also had this random used records. I found a copy of Nine Inch Nails with Teeth at a fair price, and a copy of Mythos' Concrete City. Mythos is a German progressive rock band. I don't know how that got in a punk store, but I've been looking for a copy of that on vinyl, so thank you, Singles Going Steady. Like I said, Holy Cow Records in the market. That was a good store. Silver Platters. It's a chain in Seattle. I think there are 3 of them. I went to 2 of them. There's one in Bellevue and then one in the city center on First Street. The Bellevue one's good. The one on First is amazing. Massive store. It's like a media play with CDs, DVDs, books, and records. That's why I found the Live on 2 Legs. I also got a good rare White Stripes album there. At the one in Bellevue, I bought like 20 CDs. Dope store. If you like physical media, go to Silver Platters. Then there was, Wall of Sound. Wall of Sound was a cool store in a kind of a hipster area. I forgot the name, in Seattle. It was nice. If you like weird electronic music, definitely go there. I will say though, and I hate to be this guy, but the dude was trying to sell a counterfeit pressing of Pearl Jam's PJ20 album for $150. Screw you. Why do that? Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I hate counterfeit records. There was another store down in, I believe, Albany. Yeah, Rainbow Records. They were trying to sell me a counterfeit pressing of Foo Fighters Medium Rare on red vinyl. There is no red vinyl version of Medium Rare for $50. I hate that shit. Don't sell counterfeit pressings for a lot of money. If you got suckered into buying a counterfeit pressing, I'm sorry, take the loss. At the very least, sell it at a discounted price and tell people it's counterfeited. Because then, no harm, no foul, I guess. Let's see, what else? Zion's Gate in Seattle. Huge store. Kind of a mess, a little sprawling, but a great selection of new stuff and a lot of good used stuff there as well. He had a ton of rare Mars Volta. I just didn't have the money to buy it at that point, but a lot of really interesting stuff there. And I also went to a few Seattle mainstays, I guess. There's Neptune's Music up by the university. I thought that was a little overrated. It's a big basement just full of media, and it was impossible to sort through. It's just a complete mess. Dude needs to organize his stuff. And I kind of felt the same way about Sonic Boom. Sonic Boom's a mainstay in Seattle, and it's a very nice store. Don't get me wrong. But it's almost exclusively new music. And again, I don't see the point. Like, if I'm going record shopping, I'm looking for used stuff. You can get new stuff anywhere, and it's all every store that focuses on new stuff. They almost all have the same stuff. But anyway, if you're in Seattle, go to Georgetown Records. Go to Revolver Records. Go to Drive Time, Fat Cat, Daybreak. Those are all great stores. Al's Music and Video Games, the Light in the Attic store, Zion's Gate. All fantastic stores. And if you're ever in Portland, go to Crossroads. There are other great stores there. Music Millennium, Everyday Music, tons of other stores. But make the time to go to Crossroads Music. You will not be disappointed. And if you ever find yourself in Salem for some reason, go to Drum Bug Music. You might as well. There's nothing else in the town. But anyway, that's it for today. I should have more content up here maybe in a few weeks. And a new podcast episode of my podcast, Cinema Oblivia, my podcast about old movies. I just last month did an episode on the film Ants. I believe this month I will do an episode on the film Bees. Consistency, it's important. But that'll be coming later this month. And again, like I said, I should be back here either later this month or sometimes next month with another video. Until then, take care. Have a good one.